welcome back to the Sofa Surfers podcast.
Well,
so
what's this?
today we will continue, but we will be talking about boxing, upcoming boxing things.
Yeah.
Well, mainly influencer
Mainly,
boxing
yeah.
because Aidan's not really a fan of boxing. He loves his influencer boxing.
I like boxing. I just find it a lot easier to get involved with influencer boxing
Yeah.
because there's storylines.
Because you relate.
I really like. I watch all the Tyson Fury's fights though, but they're quite few and far in between. They don't really happen very often. But yeah, influencer boxing, Matt.
So, an upcoming thing is Misfits number 5, if I'm not
Misfits
mistaken.
Number 5, yeah.
So, what is the card basically? Because I know
What's the
nothing.
Weirdly, the main event isn't really the headline of this event, which is a
Okay.
bit weird. The main event is Jay Swingler versus Nick LMAO, who's, to my knowledge, American and hasn't actually been in the ring before. There was a leaked video of him sparring, I think by Happy Punch or something.
Yeah.
Where he was sparring FaZe Jarvis,
Oh, yeah.
and it didn't look all that promising, to be honest. It's clear that he's new to this, and it's probably going to be another chance for Jay Swingler to show what he can do. And I think the main event is going to be really centred around Jay Swingler and building up a fight potentially between him and King Kenny or something like that. But that's the main event. But weirdly, that's not the headline of the whole thing. That's not the selling point. The selling point is the tag team boxing that's going on.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Los Pinedos Coladas versus the Fantastic Two or something. It's some basic
I don't know.
name like
I
that.
know nothing, my friend.
And it's Stromedy and another person versus Pineda and B-Dave, who fought each other on the last Misfits card, with
thought it
Pineda
was,
being the mystery opponent.
Sorry to interrupt. I thought it was Swarms.
No, I don't think it is. No.
Oh, right,
But no,
fair enough.
it's Pineda and B. I think Pineda and B-Dave are on the same team, which is weird because they've obviously just fought each
they've
other.
obviously fought each other.
I mean, how do you feel about that in terms of what tag team boxing could mean for boxing? Are you excited for it, or are you worried that this could go wrong?
Mate, I don't really give a fuck. Like, I've been learning boxing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right, fair enough.
But I
It's
don't.
fine.
But honestly, like, boxing doesn't tickle my pickle like
Okay. Yes, it doesn't tickle your
like
pickle.
like MMA and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
So they've got Jay Swingler versus Nick Lamau.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Nick Lamau, Nick LMAO, literally what?
Okay. They got King Kenny versus Ashley Waxu.
Raksu, yeah.
They've got Dean the Great versus Pulia With.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce my arse, sorry. And they got
Yeah.
Walid Sharks versus M&A Productions. I couldn't really give a fuck. And then they've got Ashrid Wet, who is shit.
No, come on.
Also, I gotta say, like, I don't understand why people are buying her shit.
What, her OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Shit. I can see a couple of selling points. 2 selling points on her chest.
Yeah, but it's like
Look,
that don't make a woman. That's not what matters.
it matters a bit.
It matters a bit, but it doesn't matter. Like why would you buy her shit? Like why? Like what's so attractive about her? Is that it? Sorry,
No,
I got a bit loud there. But
She's a pretty woman.
she's shit at boxing.
She's not shit at boxing. Come on. She's not very good. But I think if we're talking relative to the other women in influencer boxing, Astrid Wet at least knows how to use her jab to some extent.
And sorry, but I've got to say that like she isn't championship worthy. Anybody who beats her, knows how to throw a punch. Maybe.
Look, I think Elle Brook will absolutely smash the shit out of Astrid Wet. And again, I think that's another main event they're building towards.
What about AJ Bunker?
Who?
She's the last that she's going up against. Exactly.
Oh, AJ Bunker. No idea. Is that
Exactly.
Astrid Wet's opponent?
Yeah. And that's for a championship, guys.
Yeah. Look, I think they're trying to build up Astrid Wet versus Elbrook.
Give him as many excuses as you want, man.
No.
This is shit.
Look, let's just talk for a second about Astrid Wet versus Elbrook, right? The prospect of that main event, because it looks like that's what they're going to be building up towards. Two English-only fans, women, gone amateur boxers, if you want to call them that. You know, it's going to be interesting because Elbrook clearly. I'm trying to think of a nice way to put this. She has heart. She's not scared to be a bit wild with how she's throwing. Look, I'm gonna be really disappointed if that's a main event, because they're two of the least skilled big names, unfortunately, in the Misfits space, and they're gonna make it a main event.
I literally watched Misfits 4. Yeah, that was my first time like legit watching like.
How did you find it?
YouTube boxing, like a full thing. It was alright.
Yeah.
It's alright.
I think that was the best card.
I
on
saw a
Misfits.
lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
but
there was one fight or two that were worth it. Like, I enjoyed seeing KSI, I suppose, but I don't really follow him much anymore. Yeah. And then I also like the Salt Pappy because, like,
Salt Pappy.
Like his technique is actually like
Salt Pappy is arguably the best YouTube boxer.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently his goal is to get a Jake Paul fight.
He could
at some
beat
point.
Jake Paul.
I mean, I've seen
Ginty. Sorry to continue the card. We'll continue in a minute. Ginty or Ginty versus Halal Ham.
Do you know what? That will actually be a good fight. Because Halal Ham has been on a couple of influencer boxing cards. He lost to Salt Pappy by decision, so it went the whole distance. And then Ginty, he got a bit battered by JMX on one of the Misfits cards.
Yeah, that was ages ago, wasn't it?
I think it was Misfits 2. I think funnily enough, Ginty was on the other Jay Swingler undercard.
Oh,
but Ginty clearly has a good chin. He took some fucking bangs. He's a big don. Again, not a very
Dong referring to Dong, Knob, Chode.
No. That's not what I was. No. But look, Ginty, I'm excited to see him back in. I thought he'd be a potentially good fight for Swarms or someone like that. Someone who's trying to build up their reputation in influencer boxing because he's got a good chin. He's fought someone like JMX. And I'm happy to see him fighting. But, I mean, Ginty versus Halal Ham is an interesting matchup, to say the least.
And then you got Tempo Arts versus... Sorry, my eyesight for today is like fucking shit. Tempo Arts versus Godson. And these are the guys. They look like heavyweights, I think.
Yeah, two new guys in Misfits.
You know what that geezer? Yeah. He looks like he's like out of like FIFA or some shit.
Isn't it? Yeah, it looks like a freeze frame from like UFC or something. Yeah. It looks animated, yeah. But no, I mean, in general, I'm not looking forward to this card as much as the other ones. But I mean, it's free on DAZN. They've got tag team boxing. That'll be interesting. We get to see Jay Swingler again. We get to see King Kenny. We get to see Walid and Dean. Astrid Wet, if that's your
cup of tea.
Thing. Yeah, I mean, bloody hell, it'd be weird if it was. I'm looking forward to it because I'm intrigued. But aside from that, it's just another influencer boxing event.
I was also going to bring that up. You talk about DAZN, like it's on DAZN as the Misfits cards. Yeah. DAZN have upped their prices by quite a bit.
Quite a significant
so
amount.
For a month, it used to be like $7.99, which is good for me.
Reasonable.
It's reasonable. Now, tell them how much it costs.
Was it $19.99?
Yeah, it was $19.99.
20 quid a month.
DAZN, you need to like make a bit better like business moves.
240 quid for a year of DAZN.
That's fucking shit. I mean,
240.
I mean, if you're paying monthly, fair play. But
Go
like,
for it.
but like, I ain't loaded, so I just So
I'm not Tory, so you know. I'm not,
I just paid the 100 quid a year.
Yeah.
Because there was actually boxing fights. Like I want to get more into boxing. Like
Yeah.
I've started training with this boxing guy called Darryl Kendall, and he's training me at Bad Company Gym, which is a Muay Thai boxing gym in Leeds. And I'd highly recommend it to anybody who's wanting to get into the sport, and I'd recommend him.
Yeah, I saw that you were doing some stuff with him in the ring and stuff like that. You posted it on your Instagram. How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's a completely I realised that there's some faults in my game, so I'm all open to like criticism in that part by someone like him. So I was open to learning, and I'm getting better and better and better. It's only been 2 sessions in, but like I don't know, like he also like jabbing with him. It's like it's making my shoulder really tired. Like I didn't realize that I had bad jabbing technique until I worked with him. So it's been amazing. Like learning a new sort of sport as well is sick. Because I'm more of an MMA guy, of course. So learning like boxing, it's a different thing, and there's a different distance to it, different range, different way you sort of throw your punches. So we were working last time on like single hand combinations. So it was like a jab, then it went into a left hook, and then it went into a left body shot. So
I struggled with that when I was doing pad work with you. Really struggled with it. Horrible.
It's horrible. It's horrible when you're like learning it. But there was this thing that I saw on his story as well, Darryl Kendall's, and it was like an amateur will learn something until they get it right. A professional will learn something until they can't get it wrong.
One of those guys.
It's one of those guys.
He's one of those. No, I mean,
It wasn't him that said it. It was a store. It was a reel that somebody else posted that had him in it. Yeah. But
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. Because you rarely see the professionals making a mistake, really.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, talking about professionals making a mistake, Tommy Fury fighting Jake Paul could be a big mistake for his career.
I think they're both mistakes.
Okay. Wow. Well, the stakes are high. Whoever loses this, these are the highest stakes we've seen so far.
To be fair, because if Jake loses, he has a lower chance of ever achieving his dreams of becoming champion.
World champion, just ridiculous.
You know, no, but I've got to admit, like, I appreciate, like, if I was a boxing guy, I'd appreciate the fact that he's actually putting all of his energy into it.
Yeah.
Like, he's not just, like, having it as, like, a side thing. It's, like, actually his life now. He's, like, actually trying. But he hasn't, like... Anderson Silva is the closest he's gotten to, like... I think Anderson Silva's going to be better than whatever Tommy Fury does.
Really?
So,
okay.
Oh, yeah, like, even though he's older, he has so much better technique, even in his old age.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think Tommy Fury's strength is sort of his technique, his form. I think his strength is that he is a polished boxer. I think his weakness is that he doesn't scrap very much, and when someone does put him in,
he just needs to keep him on the outside.
Like in his Jordan Grant fight, when someone puts him under pressure, he clearly doesn't really know how to handle it.
He's only fought people, really, though, that have, like, a massive loss.
Oh, 100%.
Win ratio, like, 100%. It's
100%.
ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he fought a guy with, like, 125 losses.
Really?
So, yeah, but I've got to say, like, how the fuck... Sorry, like, you know what? I think that person who did 125 losses and has, like, 10 wins, props to you, man, because, like... I don't think I would continue after 125 losses.
I don't think I'd continue after like 3 or 4, to To be honest, I think that's when I'll probably just call
I think
it a day.
in a row.
I think 3 or 4. If boxing is your thing,
Yeah.
you have to stick through it. But I just think with my mindset, going 3 or 4 losses, I'd be like, no, it's not for me.
That's
Fuck
fair
that.
enough,
Fuck
yeah.
that. But I mean, in terms of Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, we were talking about their opponents there. Jake Paul's recently fought Anderson Silva. Tommy Fury's coming off a glorified spar with whoever he fought on. Was it the Floyd versus Deji undercard that he fought on, and he was a last minute replacement, the guy that he was fighting, and it seemed like they had some sort of agreement that none of them were gonna knock the other person out or hurt them very badly, and that they were just gonna go in there, put on a show, and not go 100%.
Oh.
For whatever reason, like it was just a glorified spar.
Damn.
In terms of Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, then, how do you see the fight going?
Well, Jake Paul sort of like won the fights with the skin of his teeth, and Tommy Fury hasn't fought anybody that's not a journeyman, so I think it's pretty hard to judge. It could go either way.
It's pretty 50-50.
I'd say 50-50.
Well, I'll try and give my prediction then.
Okay.
Tommy Fury clearly is a more polished boxer than Jake is. However, his weaknesses seem to fall into what Jake is good at.
Okay.
Because Tommy Fury doesn't like it when it's a scrap. He likes putting together combinations, and when someone interrupts it, it feels like he can't land a big shot, he can't finish. Jake Paul isn't very good at putting combinations together. He overthrows his jab a little bit. It doesn't look polished, but he has that right hand. He has a bit of power. His timing on his big shots is quality. That's what put Silva down, Woodley down. Tommy Fury does this weird thing where when he's throwing combinations, he seems to circle left, sort of leaning into Jake's right hand.
Left.
Yeah, he drifts left. He does it all the time into Jake's right hand.
So this is a mistake that I made. You know, this actually calls back to my PC.
Yeah.
So I was drifting to the left with my jab, and I've been working now on making sure that I stay more central. But that's a mistake that I made.
That's one of the big things Tommy Fury is like, and I think that's something they need to work on. Is that when he throws multiple jabs, he just circles left.
Yeah, it looks like this. So I'll just do it quickly.
Right, yeah.
It'll look like it's probably a bit too low for the camera, but it's like if I was like here, I'll stop down a bit. Like if I was going like that. Like you sort of like you go like that to like land your jab. Yeah. But then you're leaving yourself really far open. Yeah. And then whereas Adam get the drop.
I forgot there was a rug here. We should have moved it. Yeah. No, but yeah, that's a thing. Like, and you've experienced it. It leaves you open for some right hands, because you're walking sort of into it. Like they're catching you with that momentum. And I think if Jake Paul wants to win this fight, he's not going to outbox Tommy Fury. He's just not going to do it. So I think one of two ways. I think Tommy Fury wins unanimous decision, goes the whole distance, or Jake Paul finds something to finish Tommy Fury late on. I don't think he'll finish it early.
Yeah.